Now let's head to West Africa, where President Bola Tinubu has signed the Nigerian Data Protection Bill 2023 into law. The Nigerian Data Protection Act 2023 provides a legal framework for protecting personal information and the practice of data protection in Nigeria. The bill was sent to the Senate and the House of Representatives for consideration and passage on April the 4th via letter from former President Muhammadu Buhari. The new law establishes the Nigerian Data Protection Commission and replaces the Nigerian Data Protection Bureau established by former President Buhari in February 2022. The commission will be led by a national commissioner responsible for regulating the processing of personal information. Join us live to discuss this. We're joined by Temitayo Agemo-Okuboyejo, cyber security consultant. A warm welcome to you, Temitayo, and thanks for joining us on NC Continental Prime.
Good evening, and thank you for having me here.
Now, Temitayo, how significant is this signing into law of the Nigerian Data Protection Bill?
So I think it's a wonderful piece of legislation in that it protects the rights of individuals and guarantees their fundamental rights as regards how their data, and when I say data, I mean personal data, how that data is collected, is processed, is stored, and is shared. And what that does is that it empowers individuals to have certain rights, or full rights over their personal data, and correspondingly, organizations will have to respond to this empowerment of individuals in how they, process people's data.
Now, what's the aim of this Data Protection Act 2023? What does it aim to achieve?
So in an environment where we increasingly move towards, information and knowledge age, more and more of us are having to put out our data there without, it's almost as if you can't do anything these days unless you are on the internet. So what this piece of legislation does is that it helps to continue to foster innovation under an environment of trust and accountability and transparency, because it empowers individuals to be able to be fully aware of the kind of data that they are sharing with organizations, and being fully educated on what that data will be used for and how it will be shared. So the good thing is an establishment of trust, and it means that if I'm going to share my personal data, to some degree, I have some level of trust that it will not be used in a manner for which my consent has not been sought.
Temitayo, you said it gives you some sort of protection. Beyond that, how does the bill impact the lives of ordinary Nigerians?
So, in fact, reading this legislation, one very shall I say, anecdotal aspect that immediately popped into my head. You know how all of us with our mobile phones, and we would get
unsolicited
this marketing. We'll get marketing, marketing subscriptions from our telcos. So those kind of so what the Data Protection Act does is that those kind of messages, either by email or by text, cannot be sent to you unless your consent is explicitly sought for. And if you are bombarded by essentially what we call spam, which these things are in some cases, you can take up, the sender of that information, you can take them up in a law court, because it would be a violation of your rights, because then they are sending you information that you haven't requested for. So in some way, it helps us to kind of manage, the information that we receive, especially ones that we haven't requested for.
Now,
that's
finally,
one.
Yes. Now, finally, Temitayo, some have argued that Nigeria does not have a proper data system. We don't even know how much people live in this country. So the bill will not have any positive impact on Nigerians. Do you agree with this line of thought, and what are your views?
So I don't. And the reason why I don't is because the fact that the entire Nigerian landscape, population landscape, is not adequately covered by data at the moment does not mean that the area or, people who have been covered should not be protected. And increasingly, I expect to see more and more people, being introduced into the formal sector. And as they are, that data is immediately, that piece of legislation is immediately protecting them. So I do not share that view that, that it's not positive.
Thank you very much, Temitayo Agemo-Okuboyejo, cybersecurity consultant, joining us from Surrey in England for this discussion. We appreciate your contribution. Thank you.
Thank you.